I would just encourage anyone new to the PKD community, new to Canada, to reach out to us. We're a close-knit family, and would love to welcome you.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm here at the FASEB PKD Research Conference with Jeff Robertson from the PKD Foundation of Canada. And we've just finished our breakfast and the sessions will start soon, but I thought we'll get a quick interview with Jeff under our belts here. And I wanted to ask Jeff, of course, what is the PKD Foundation of Canada? And maybe we'll start right there. What is the PKD Foundation of Canada? And what do you do?
The PKD Foundation of Canada is the only organization nationwide solely dedicated to eradicating polycystic kidney disease. So we are a volunteer-driven organization whose mission is to promote programs of research, advocacy, education, support, and awareness in order to discover treatments and hopefully an eventual cure for PKD.
Mm-hmm. Excellent, yeah. And you're the director, is that right? Executive director?
Right. Yes, I'm the executive director. I've been in this role now for a little over 15 years.
Wonderful. So which leads me to my next question. How did you get into it? How do you become the director of the PKD Foundation of Canada?
We have a family history of PKD in the Robertson family. My grandmother, who just passed away, lived to be 98 years old with polycystic kidney disease. So she lived an amazing life. Her daughter, my mom, has had 2 liver transplants. She's in her mid-60s now and will require a kidney in the next 3 to 5 years. So I was raised in a kidney-conscious family. We advocated at a very young age. We were selling candy and peanuts for the Kidney Foundation back in the day. I was doing science fair projects on PKD with my mom and advocating for that. So I knew the importance of advocating for polycystic kidney disease as a child. And when I grew up into that, the opportunity presented itself to get more involved with the foundation. We turned it into a national organization, support groups now from coast to coast across Canada, providing that level of support that we know the PKD community needs.
Wonderful. How many people in Canada are affected by PKD? Do you have any numbers, rough numbers?
There's approximately 1 to 400 and 1 to 1,000. So that's anywhere between 33,000 to 66,000 Canadians.
Wow. Okay. So that's a large number, obviously. Of those, how many do you think are, aware of what the PKD Foundation of Canada does, or are even members of it?
A good chunk are members. We're finding more people, and people are finding us more and more each day. It's a better day and age now with the internet and accessibility. Visibility out there for the foundation is great. So people are coming to us now in droves. And we've really found since the pandemic and people's hunger for virtual learning has really helped take us to the next level from an education standpoint. We have people from all over the world now benefiting from our educational programs. So it's been a silver lining of the pandemic, so to speak, is to see the online community grow as it has.
So of those patients that maybe are not yet kind of in tune with the PKD Foundation, they're living somewhere in Canada, how do you reach them? I'm assuming you would want them to become part of the community, learn more about the disease. What kind of outreaches do you have?
We have clinical outreaches, so we work with the specialty clinics and nephrology clinics all across Canada, promoting our literature and our events. So hoping that if someone isn't familiar with our organization and they're going for their checkup or they have lab work to be done, that they see our poster, they see our literature. A lot of nephrologists are fantastic in Canada and actually advocate for our foundation. So when someone is newly diagnosed, they'll actually recommend reaching out to the PKD PKD Foundation of Canada for support. Something like that, getting that level of connection from the doctors to the patients to us is invaluable. For those that haven't yet found us, there's great value in joining a peer support organization. There's a lot of loneliness with this disease, especially when newly diagnosed. If you're a spontaneous mutation and don't have a family history to fall back on, it's important to connect with the community. And that's exactly what we do. We connect people to be able to share their PKD journeys together.
And that's actually a good point that you just brought up. I know a lot of people with PKD, and they seem to fall a little bit into two groups. One with a family history. They have seen the disease from one of their parents, grandparents, uncles, and so on. So they kind of know a lot about it already. The other group is those new mutations, spontaneous mutations with no family history. They oftentimes get accidentally discovered, and those folks know usually nothing about the disease, never heard of it. One day you get the diagnosis and you get sent home and you're stuck with brand new. Yes, exactly. Dr. Google. So what can those patients do? Somebody who is newly diagnosed knows pretty much nothing about the disease. What would be the good first steps to take?
Well, searching online can be a blessing and a curse, of course, right? So my recommendation for any newly diagnosed is to do some digging around online, but find the reputable sources. Find the PKD Foundation of Canada, the PKD Foundation US, the National Kidney Foundation, organizations like that that can help you from step one of your diagnosis further along. And as an example, on our website, we have content that is geared towards the newly diagnosed and to those that are later on in their journey as well. I always advise people to be mindful of where they get their research. Don't jump right into the Facebook groups and the doom and gloom of some of the internet. It's important that you remain optimistic and realistic with your diagnosis. But the very best thing they can do is find us online and just reach out to us and let us know that they're there, that they're newly diagnosed, that they have questions to be answered, and we'll walk with them through it every step of the way.
Excellent. Yeah. And you raised another good point. If you go for Dr. Google, you find, social media groups, and, there are many of them out there on different platforms, Facebook, you have Reddit, you have all kinds of platforms. So what do you think is the role of social media and sort of like peer support for people with PKD?
The peer support is invaluable, whether they get that from a patient support organization within person or connecting by phone or email, or they're chatting with people in groups. And there are some tremendous support groups out there in the PKD community, but it's very important that you always lead with science. Any recommendation that's made to you, you realize that it's just someone on the other side of the computer. It's not your doctor. It's not someone from your medical team. But for those that are looking for the comfort and the camaraderie and the support and just someone to vent to or to share, their triumphs and challenges, there's a lot of good in that. And you see that in these communities. The ones that are very well monitored and, have active admins and can control the trolls. There's a lot of good that comes out of that. You just have to be careful because like anything on the internet, if you go down the wrong rabbit hole, you can be left quite perplexed.
Good. Excellent advice. Then maybe last question, what type of events are coming up that are, sponsored by the PKD Foundation of Canada? What's on the horizon?
So our big Walk to End PKD campaign is starting in September. It's live now. You can visit www.npkd.ca/walk and sign up for one of our walks. If you're not in person and able to attend an event, you can come out to our virtual walk. You can walk anywhere in the country. All of the funds raised from the walk walk goes towards clinical research and fellowship funding right here in Canada. So our walk campaign is a huge one. It's a great opportunity to get together with the PKD community, to again have that peer support on site. Another event that we have is our virtual PKD summit that will be happening in November. We've yet to release the information about that, so stay tuned. And of course, in September, we're also blessed to have September 4th being recognized as PKD Awareness Day. So this is a huge campaign for us here in Canada. Last year, we had some 53 cities and towns proclaim September 4th PKD Awareness Day, as well as Health Canada. So this is a big campaign that we work with other countries and foundations around the world to unite on this one day to raise even more awareness and visibility for the PKD community. So a lot of things happening. They're all listed on npkd.ca. I encourage everyone to visit the website. Join us if you can. If you have any questions about any of the events coming up, just reach out.
Wonderful. So I, can only second this. Anyone with PKD up in Canada, look up the PKD Foundation of Canada, join the walk. You meet fellow PKD warriors there, and maybe for the first time actually meet someone who has PKD as well. You might run into Jeff up there as well. And anything else you want to add? Something you want to convey to people in Canada?
I just want to thank them for the support that we've received so far. I mean, we are, like I said, a volunteer-driven foundation, so we can't do what we do without the volunteers and donor support that we have. So I would just encourage anyone new to the PKD community, new to Canada, to reach out to us. We're a close-knit family, and would love to welcome you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Jeff. All right. See you later.